Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is the horoscope for Leo. If Leo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so Leo, our card tonight is the Devil card. Which, in my opinion, always most welcome. This is the breaker of routines. This is that energy that kind of, it blows all the windows right open. The air it gets in a swirl. If you've ever been standing outside and it's quite warm and maybe even humid and just the thickness of high summer, right? And then you look up in the sky and those clouds, they're blowing in, they're dark, they're rumbling, and as soon as that air from the front of the storm hits you, it is just so cool. It changes the whole atmosphere. Everything is kind of blown away into this completely different feeling. The day has shifted so very quickly. And this is the energy I see with the Devil card. This is a force of nature, an elemental thing that really it comes in and it shifts the whole world around us. The way that we perceive things, the way that things are going, it is all discombobulated. Now, this could be a wonderful thing. This could also be something, that you are resistant to. Something that it's like, hey, I had a good thing going. Why all of a sudden is there this big change in energy? So let's take a look at the tea leaves. We'll see really what they have to say. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to hit the like button or leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new to the channel, definitely shout it out in the comment section. Now, we have 7 here. And it looks like we have 7 over here. So I'm going to read this as 777. So this is a very lucky number, right? We know, jackpot. there's some good fortune coming your way here. But I think this is going to be a really lucky time for you. Now you're probably coming off of that energy of your birthday, right? Are we still in Leo season? I think so. I don't even know what the date is. It's like, let me see. It's pretty terrible. I don't know. It's the 17th as I'm doing this reading. And so we are still in Leo season, but here at the very end of it. So you've likely had your birthday. If you have not, happy early birthday. If you are having it today, happy super duper birthday. And if it has come to pass already, happy belated birthday, of course. And so I do feel that, my goodness, it is something, it's something unexpected, right? I feel like there was this kind of building up to the birthday, to this period of time that has felt really kind of busy. Maybe there's like this almost a fever pitch to it. And as you have walked through that and you've had your, hopefully some enjoyment and maybe did something fun or, had some good news or whatever it was, you've like kind of come down from that excitable high, right? And maybe felt like, oh, it's just back to the dredge of it all. But I feel like in this time that it's like an unexpected blessing, an unexpected, it feels like a seed of passion. There's this little opening, like a light, you know, a pinhole, and a little light shining through. And I feel like there's an excitement, like everything feels like it's fitting together and it's working towards your greater good, your greater goal in all of this. And I'm looking over here. We have a person who is sitting, okay? We also have a dragon. You can see the face here. You can see this is the body. And we are in the year of the dragon. So I feel you really kind of looking at the end of your year here. Looking at maybe the things that you have accomplished thus far. And maybe the things that you had hoped to be done by now, you know, but they have not. You've put them off, or circumstances have led you away from being able to finish these projects or even maybe start them. But I see as you are kind of making a plan for these next few months coming up into the new year, there is a stirring of something profound beginning. And I feel like this is the thing that you've been waiting for. I feel like you've, in these last years, really worked on trying to get yourself in the right alignment so that you might have the time, motivation, inspiration, and ability, the tools, the materials, whatever it is, to begin this process. Now, it could be like you're starting some home renovations. It could be, you know, you're starting to write the next great American novel. It could be that you are starting a business. Maybe you have started to read tea leaves, or, you know, read tarot, or, you know, whatever it is. And now you're feeling pretty confident and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to do something with this. Maybe you're even starting a channel, you know, which you should. Get out there, start filming, start making, you know, some content. But whatever it is, I feel like you're just about it, right? This is like all you're thinking about. This is what you're talking about. You know, anybody who will listen, you're having a conversation, it's always a segue right into, this is what I'm really impassioned by right now. This is what I'm thinking about, all of the minutia of it. And I think the people around you are happy to see that you found something for yourself once again, because you're at your best, aren't you? When you have something that you really care about. And so I feel this it's like a strike of luck here in this next period of time. And I don't think that you're going to squander it. You know, I don't think that you will let it just kind of pass you by. So here's the thing, is that if you have a variety of projects, right? You have these different ideas, these different things pulling you in different directions. Pick one. Do it now so that you don't get lost in it all. I think about this like when I have a day where I'm going to be home cleaning all day. And I do have ADHD, and it is diagnosed. And I'll have, you know, I don't know, 5 big things on I got to do the floors. I got to get the laundry folded. I want to dust and, clean the wood and whatever. And I have all these good intentions. I have the motivation. I'm inspired to be really in it, in that zone. And I'm doing a little bit here. I'm doing a little bit there. There's cleaning products sitting on, the side table and in the kitchen. And half the floor has been vacuumed. And, but I don't end up getting all of it done in a timely manner because I don't have a plan. I'm just kind of going from one thing to the next. And I might begin to feel frustrated or overwhelmed, and I end up kind of squandering that energy, that perfect alignment that I have I have come upon. And so I feel like this really it's a good time to really decide. I'm going to be doing, sketches for the next 3 months. This is my focus. I'm sketching everything. I'm not going to worry about taking that to the next step. Maybe, I'm going to do some paintings with my sketches. But right now I'm focused on, studying my environment, getting inspired by that, working on these sketches instead of, trying to do a bunch of things with them. And so narrowing our kind of vision on something in particular. So I think that's, some homework for you, definitely. Decide, what are you going to be doing? Don't put your energies in 50 different places. Now, we have, it looks like either R-A-Y or maybe J-A-Y. So either Ray or Jay. Okay, that might be an important name. We have a person here who has their heart. It looks like their heart is kind of like jumping out of their body. So I do feel like there is a love connection here as well. And I wonder if this is part of what is motivating you. Because let's face it, now you can be in that kind of love where you're very distracted, you can't focus, you're just, almost in a state of, ecstasy and obsession and whatever. But then there's also the kind of love that arises that really motivates you to do more in your life, right? I really want to get it together. I want to get this right. I'm going to put this energy into doing something productive with my time and my life, and this maybe will feed into this greater love connection. And maybe they'll look at me and they'll say, hey, they've got a lot going on. This is a person who is very motivated, very dedicated to what they're doing. And that might really be something that my partner finds attractive. And I feel like you are in a space here where, maybe you're a little in love, maybe you're a lot in love. And it is kind of propelling you into, wanting to be kind of more successful. Whatever that looks like for you. It doesn't mean that you have to have like the best job or, make the most money, but successful in whatever it is that you find meaningful. And, I don't think that's a bad thing. I always say, I say this to my husband, I say, please flirt with me. Let's be affectionate, because I do my best work when I'm in love, and I like to be in love. So I see this as being kind of that same type of energy. And it looks like we have an apple. So the apple, whenever I see the apple, I know that we're in a period of stable health. Okay, so it might be that, you maybe have a chronic health issue, chronic pain. It might be that, sometimes you have things going on, but pretty normal stuff. And it might be that you're just super healthy and everything's fine. Whatever it is, whatever it is in particular to you. When I see the apple, it tells me, yes, there won't be like the big flare-ups. There's not going to be, you know, an abundance of pain. Now you might still have your baseline, right? It's not just going to miraculously go away, but you will be in a period of stable, consistent health, okay? So always happy to see that. Absolutely. Okay. Now, I want to ask the oracle cards. We have the oracle cards over here. We also have the number 21. But I want to ask about kind of what is this next period of, I don't know, like the next 6 months. What is that going to be like for you? You know, we're coming off the birthday vibes, so you might be thinking, what is this next year going to be like? I want to go for the next 6 months. I just want to see, aside from this love, aside from this, you know, kind of real renewal into passion within creative, passion within your work, what else will there kind of be? What will be the energy? Now, I'm just going to pick 3 of these. Okay, we have detachment. Not a bad thing necessarily. We'll see, we'll see. Detachment, charity, empathy. Ooh. Okay. As my husband and I say, when something wild happens, we look at each other, we say zoinks. Yes. So I feel like, now I don't feel like this is necessarily a hardship for you, but I do feel like there's somebody in your life, and it feels like a family member, most definitely a family member. There is a sense of ongoing detachment from the family. Maybe they've moved away. They don't feel as close to the family. Maybe it is that the way that they live their life, the things that they are into, whatever that means, they're just not that involved with you, but also the family in general. And I think that they're struggling. I think that there's something going on with them where they're maybe even into like a real deep depressive state. They might be I feel like a real sense of alienation, but it's self-imposed almost. It feels like it's like a, they chose to leave, they chose to stay away. But I think that the amount of struggle that they're going through is not apparent. Like, you know that something's up with them, and you know that maybe they're not living the most productive life, or there have been circumstances that have kind of caused some turbulence in their life in general. I almost wonder if there's maybe like a divorce happening. But I do feel like as you become aware of the situation, there's a growing empathy. I also feel like there's maybe this space here where you're going to be lending kind of a charitable hand, okay? Maybe having them stay with you, maybe this is monetary, maybe it is that you are, you know, opening yourself up and communicating with them more, even if you feel a little resistant, but you know that they're struggling and they're in pain, and so you want to be there for them. And I feel, you know, I was hoping this was going to be like super exciting, fun energies coming up, but I do think that this is kind of the balancing ordeal of this next period of time here. And I almost get the impression that there is a return home. And that's why I'm wondering if maybe this is like they're getting divorced or something. Like they're moving home with mom and dad, or they're coming back to town, or, you know, whatever it is. And as you see them maybe more often, instead of just like on Facebook or, you know, through group chat or phone calls or whatever, you're seeing more clearly, you know, what is maybe going wrong in their life. And, you know, and I feel that maybe even you have some guilt because you have not reached out to them very much in the last years. But I think that this is a time where you can really show up for them, you know, however you can, whatever that looks like. And I think that is part of the work here. Okay. So let's see, our last little part here. We have a dog. So we have a real sense of loyalty right here. We also have a message coming through, and it feels like maybe somebody, it feels almost like somebody that you talk to in your interior, like you're praying to them or praying for them, or you talk, they've maybe passed, and you, while you're in your moments of contemplation, this is kind of where you have a dialogue with this person. But I do see them kind of bringing some kind of synchronicities into your life. And these are the messages that they're sending you. Now we have a splinter. We also have the number 17. A lot of sevens. I wonder if this person is putting sevens in your life. Maybe they were born on the 7th or in the 7th month, but they're showing you sevens. And that splinter, I almost feel like it's kind of this message of kind of like I keep thinking plucking this splinter from your foot where it's been there for a long time and it's agitated. We also have the hummingbird. So I feel like this is it's somebody who, I don't know who they are exactly, but it does feel like a family member or somebody who feels like family. And it's like one of the only people who could see you. You put on a pretty happy face for most people, or at least doing pretty good, doing well. You don't necessarily divulge your pain too often. And this was a person who could always see when something was wrong. They were there for you. They could talk to you on a really deep emotional level. And I think in your loss of this person, at least in the manifest, there seems to be this just deep lingering pain. Feeling like, and it's funny because now I'm thinking about it. It's almost like this person, the other person in your life who's coming back, maybe the sibling or whoever it is that's struggling. I feel like in your own way, you're going through something similar. You feel, even though you're in there, you're in the mix, you have, you're around family, you have a lot of connections to people, you're pretty sociable, I imagine. But you still feel alone in it all. And I wonder if that's kind of why it's been hard for you to even reach out to them, because it's very much, it feels like it confirms your own feelings, your own state of being. It's like you're looking in the mirror, and that maybe has felt, it's like easier to just kind of brush it off, smooth it over, think, oh, they're doing good. They just, they just haven't really been around the last couple of years, or, I'm sure they're fine and they're busy. But yet, something's going on, and yet, that they're probably feeling quite alone. But I think that you feel the same way in your own, your circumstances are different, but in your own way, you feel similar. So I do feel like this period of time here, there's an opportunity to not only get closer with this person, to be of support and comfort to them, but for you yourself to also work on your feelings of maybe isolation, of feeling alone in a life where you're surrounded by people, And I feel like this ultimately ends up being a pretty beneficial experience. Now, is it easy? No. No, of course not. It is an ordeal. But it is something that is probably going to end up being most necessary, right? Even when we avoid these kinds of lessons as much as we can. Sometimes we really do. We have to partake in them. They'll just it's going to keep showing up until we do the work. And so this might be the time for you, Leo. Now, I'm going to do our gratitude affirmation cards. These are from Purple Canyon. And I'm just going to flip through and stop where it feels right. And it says, diamonds in the day. I am thankful for beautiful moments. Every day is full of sparkling diamonds. A loved one's smile. A cool breeze. A tasty treat. I commit to seek out and enjoy glittering moments hidden throughout my day. Practice. Set this card in a place you'll see at the end of your day. Think back on those moments of beauty in your day and say a prayer of thankfulness for them. Say a prayer of thankfulness. All right. Well, Leo, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And so if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And what else? Oh, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. They mean the world to me. They absolutely do. I look forward to them every day. I look at them in the morning, I look at them midday, and I look at them before bed. And I just absolutely feel so blessed to have so many connections to so many wonderful people. And so if you are new to the channel, definitely shout it out in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. So, I think that's it. Leo. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that Leo season went so quickly. It seems like it just started and it's already going into Virgo season. That means my birthday's coming up here in a few weeks. And yeah. I don't know. I feel pretty neutral about that, I guess. Trying to figure out what we're going to do. Last year I went to Chuck E. Cheese, for my birthday. Obviously, so my daughter could enjoy herself. And this year we'll probably do something similar. I was thinking about going on like a ferry boat tour or something like that. Doing something interesting. Last year, my husband and I took my daughter on a train ride. It was like an old-timey train, and it was only for like, I think about an hour, 45 minutes or whatever. But she loved it. She enjoyed it so much. And so I'm like, well, let's get her out on a boat. See what, maybe that'll be fun. So, well, if you want to share what you did for your birthday, I'd love to hear about it. Maybe it'll give me some ideas. But anyways, I love you. I thank you. We will talk in a few days. Good night. Good night. Good night.